Good morning, Mr. Sandeep Raut.
Good morning, madam. How are you?
I'm good, great. In fact, welcome to Aditya Institute of Management Studies and Research.
Thank you.
Right. So, before we begin today's session, I would
Yeah,
like to introduce you to all the attendees.
sure.
Mr. Sandeep Raut is a digital transformation, analytics, mobility, and IoT evangelist. He brings with him over 3 decades of experience of IT strategy and delivery. He featured in the top 10 global digital transformation influencers compiled by IDG, ranked as number 2 in top 15 Indian influencers in CEO World magazine, ranked number 3 in top 25 digital transformation blogs, and the list is endless. While I was going through his resume, I was highly impressed looking at the kinds of awards and accolades that he has received over the last 3 decades. He has spearheaded several digital transformation consulting engagements across BFSI, healthcare, retail, and manufacturing industries. His interviews have been published in many magazines. He has been a keynote speaker at various conferences and conclaves. He is the founder and CEO of Going Digital because he believes it is a journey and not a destination. So, with a lot of warmth, I extend a very hearty welcome to you for today's fourth day of Parivartan program.
Okay.
The topic that you are going to tackle today for the attendees would be going digital, importance in personal and corporate life. But just to inform you, for the last entire week, the excitement has been there because there were different industry speakers who came and
Yeah.
addressed the students with respect to the opportunities which are available and also making them familiar with the actual realities in the corporate world. So their
Absolutely.
preparedness is what we are looking at, and in that direction, I know your contribution is going to be immense. So once again, welcome to the Institute's session, which is going to start day 4. So thank you very much for being here.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. So, shall I share the screen and we can go ahead?
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
All right. Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So, good morning to all of you. And I hope all of you are safe. Stay safe at home. If you are venturing out, take precautions, proper care. And this is what is the current reality, right? As you can see on the slide, social distancing in the physical world. Wherever you go, the life is a bit different now. You have to wear mask and do take a lot of precautions as has been told by government and the police as well. But in digital world, this is completely opposite, and that's what we are going to see today. How you can go more closer to your customers or prospects and use digital technologies to achieve that kind of objective is what we are going to see. So that's why I kept a name as Going Digital, the new normal. Obviously, the impact of digital on our life, right? So with that, let me just go through this. Ma'am has already talked about it, so I'll not spend any time on this. More than 33 years spent in the IT industry. Now, before we get into digital, let's understand what is disruption. I mean, you guys must have seen a lot of disruptions till date, but I'll quickly take a couple of examples. And this, you all must be aware that in 80s, mainframe were disrupted by the personal computer. Bill Gates first brought the PC, what we normally call as personal computer. That has brought in the revolution, and it went into everybody's home. Then came another disruption where Sony was the leader in the music industry, was disrupted by iPod in 2004. Till then, people were keen on having a Walkman, having all those cassettes and things like that. But later, it was disrupted. Another great example, Kodak film rolls and film cameras disrupted by digital. Now even digital cameras are disrupted by our smartphones cameras, right? More than 40 MP cameras and other things you must have seen those advertisements. So a lot of disruption is happening there. Only the select few professionals are using these high-end digital cameras. The other one you can think about is the floppy drives. I don't know how many of you have even seen those floppy drives, but I remember in 87 time frame when I first brought my computer, the floppy drive was 8-inch floppy drive. It was like a paratha going into the computer hard disk or drive where you have to close the door of that drive and then floppy used to read. But now we have more than 64 GB or even 132 and 256 GB USB or pen drives available, right? Another disruption. Black dialing phones, you must have seen in the old movies. Now everybody has a smartphone again. Great disruption. And the latest one is from printers to 3D printers. Now even businesses are printing a lot of things on their 3D printers. Even the bigger companies like Boeing, they are printing the spare parts on 3D printer instead of having a great or long supply chain. So those are the disruption examples, and I hope this makes clear what is a disruption. Now let's understand what is digital disruption. I don't know again how many of you have seen these kind of Britannica encyclopedia. बड़ा एकदम ऐसा volume का books used to be there. Now we go to Google or Wikipedia for everything. Even for the travel, we used to go to Thomas Cook or any other travel agent, and हाथ से लिख के these people used to give us the travel ticket. Now all of you go to Make My Trip or Go Ibibo or whatnot. Multiple sites are there, and you must be seeing, Trivago.com, hotel booking, everything is now digital. So see the impact of digital on our life, right? You can understand. Then these guys came and changed our lives, right? Remember Bill Gates again, personal computers. Steve Jobs came with iPod, iPad, iPhone, and multiple other innovations. Amazon from Jeff Bezos, he changed the complete e-commerce scenario. Then Mark Zuckerberg, who doesn't know him? Facebook, again a great revolution. And last one, Elon Musk, who is owner of Tesla and also a spacecraft company. So these guys have also impacted all our lives completely, right? You must be agreeing to this fact. Obviously, another example I can give, printed maps. I mean, अपने इधर तो जरूरत नहीं रहते. We have panwalas and all other people available to tell us. But when we were in US 2000 time frame, 20 years back, we used to drive like this because there is nobody available on the road to tell you where to go. So printed maps were the only way, and now we drive like this, right? Google Maps, anywhere and everywhere we have a Google Map available. Even last time when I came to your college, I had to put on the Google Map because one ways and no entries, those are also covered by Google Map. See the impact of digital, how it is happening. Our lives are becoming smoother, easier because of the technology and digital which is coming up. This is an I like to bring in the cartoons, humors lot. So this is another way how digital is impacting these. They have broken the bank, but the moment he updates the location on the mobile phone, police come to know about it. Again, another aspect of digital technology, but makes sense. So before we go again further, I would like to show you how technologies have taken time to reach out to 50 million. 1 million is 10 lakhs for Indian, counting. So airlines took more than 60 years to reach out to 50 million people, whereas electricity, credit card, television came down. Now, when you come to the second row, see computers took 14 years, but see Facebook, Twitter came to a single digit number. And the last one is very interesting. You all know Pokemon Go as a game, right? It just took 19 days to reach out to 50 million people because of its intuitive, way of putting that game together. And I have seen people running around in their offices or gardens and roads catching the Pokemon, and there were multiple accidents on that account also. So that's the impact of digital technology. Now let's see a simple definition. I mean, if there are any questions, please feel free to ask so that it's interactive session and not a monologue. I don't see people when I am presenting because screen is with the slide, but you can please stop me wherever you feel any question is there. So let's understand the digital transformation. I mean, most of the time when I consult and coach corporates, SMEs, MSMEs, they feel कि हाँ sir, हमारा तो website है, we have a mobile app, we are digital, which is not the case. So digital, a simple definition could be use of digital technologies to respond faster to your customer requirements using new business model and deliver value to customers. So remember these couple of words: use of digital technologies to respond faster to the customer requirements. That's what is digital all about. It's not just having a mobile app or a website. This is another reality. Again, more than 50% of companies have been closed because not adopting the digital transformation or digital wave, and that's a stark reality. But if you know Standard and Poor or other Forbes 100 numbers, you will see companies have been dropped out. Even General Electric has been now pulled out of S&P index. So that's what is happening because digital is very fast. Again, I thought picture is worth 1,000 words. So if you are an incumbent, if business is running as usual, there is someone somewhere who can come in and disrupt you, displace you out of your business, like Sony was displaced by iPod. So Mike Tyson ka quote I have just put in: everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So that's how digital is impacting our lives. Now let's see a couple of more examples, and this is the term I have coined: Uber them before they Kodak you. Means disrupt the competition before they come and close your shop. And some of the examples, some of these are US examples. You may know these things. Borders, one of the great bookstore in US, was closed because of Amazon. Amazon started first with book selling. His Master Voice, another great music company in London, UK, that was closed because of Spotify and iTunes. And Blockbuster Video, which was another great store having more than 8,000 branches across the US, got closed because of Netflix. Now everybody knows Netflix. In India also, we are having that streaming video technology, which they didn't adopt and they had to close their shops. Another Indian example, some of you may know this: Rhythm House, one of the great landmark in Mumbai, South Mumbai, Churchgate, and we used to go there to listen to music. They had good vinyl records, and you can use your headphones, put it on, and listen to your favorite music, and buy those records. They didn't adopt again the digital technology, and 2014 they had to close the shop because MP3 wave they did not adopt it. Now another irony is now this is a Nirav Modi's property again attached by the ED and closed. So one of the great landmark of Mumbai, we lost it because non-adoption of digital. Planet M, another good store, used to be having all the music related stuff in all most of the malls in Mumbai, Bangalore, and they also had more than 100 plus stores. Again, they were closed because not adopting digital. So that this is what is happening. I mean, if you see earlier, bigger companies used to eat the smaller companies or take over smaller companies, but nowadays size is immaterial, right? Anybody can eat any company. And this has happened to me in person when we were in Patni 2007 time frame. iGate took us over, and Patni was almost about 960 million US dollars, and iGate was just 400, but they bought Patni for 1.2 billion dollars. Even they were one third of Patni at that point of time. So this is happening in reality in corporate world. Anywhere anybody can start a business which could be a competition to you, and that can close your business. So you have to be very attentive and be careful about your industry trends. No industry is immune now. Like COVID, everybody is now on digital, and COVID obviously has made an impact to the businesses who were reluctant to get on digital. Earlier people used to say, sir mera to sab word of mouth pe dhanda chalta hai. But nowadays there is no word of mouth. You are not meeting people, social distancing norms are there, and it will go down for a couple of months more till the time we get complete control on this pandemic. but till then digital is the only way, and that's how people are now using digital technologies to
Yeah,
teach.
Mr. Raut, can I just
Yeah,
ask a question at this
sure.
juncture?
Yeah,
Yeah, so since you have listed so many industries and sectors,
correct.
could you just give a couple of examples of some companies in any of the sectors of your choice
Mhm.
where they have gone digital in the recent past?
In the recent past, yeah, I mean, Indian examples are little and they are not so publicized, but US there were multiple examples, and as I said, the stores which were physical in format, they came out with the digital. So Walmart, one of the biggest store in US, they only had all the physical format store, so you can go there, buy stuff and get out. Now they have, book your item and pick up. Even in India now, DMart has started the similar thing, that you book your items on online store and you pick up or get the delivery. So these kind of things have come in. Swiggy and Zomato started as digital. They were started as the mobile apps, that.
Yeah,
Uber, again, another car company which disrupted the black and white or black and yellow cabs in Mumbai. They started as digital companies. So these are some of the examples I can say, who have again changed the scenario. Otherwise, पहले अपने को काला पीला टैक्सी पकड़ने के लिए we used to go to the junction, right? किधर तो
right.
where that car stand is there. Now you get the car at your doorstep. So that's how digital is impacting. Even in automobile earlier, cars used to have a lot of physical presence from the customer to come to the shop or your maintenance garage and do all those things. But Tesla and other companies are now using digital technologies to even change or upgrade cars using Wi-Fi technologies.
Right,
So
right.
if I have a car with 100 horsepower and I want to go out for a couple of days and I want to increase the power of the engine, then I can do that upgrade using the software. That's what Tesla is allowing people to do. So on Wi-Fi, you can increase the power of your car on that front for that 4 days and get it sorted out. So these kind of things obviously are happening.
Right.
Education, again, a lot of things are happening in education. We already have MOOCs courses, right? Massive online open courses, what we call Coursera, Udemy, Simply Learn. These companies started digitally, but now there are so many physical classes. They are also adopting digital to conduct, classes online, which is where Zoom and Team and Google and all these technologies have come. So that's the impact which is happening on it. I can cite an example of our airline industry. When I was working for one of the company, I went to the Bangalore airport and spent about 2 months there, where we actually spent time understanding the ramp operations. This is all the operations which happen below the flight before it takes off. And normally our habit is to just get to the airport and take off to the destination, right? We don't know what's happening under the airplane. So that's where maintenance of that airplane happens. More than 100 people actually work under the flight to actually check out where fuel is correct, all the checks are correct, you have loaded the luggage. Now there we actually brought in all the digital technology, even installed Internet of Things sensors, IoT sensors, so that the wear and tear of those forklifts, when they are pulling the bags or carts or luggage, they will come to know which ones are going to fail. So using the IoT technology, manufacturing industry is getting up a lot on digital front. So now they come to know in real time which machine is likely to fail, and they can do the maintenance upfront instead of having a normal downtime of 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever that may be.
Right, right. Thank you. Thank you.
Make sense? Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. Now let's understand which are the areas actually, and digital is all about the customer experience. So that is the topmost priority, how you can improve your customer experience. We have seen the examples of how digital has impacted us, right? But in corporate world, how you can improve your customer experience, that's the topmost priority for digital. Second area is business model. I mean, how you can adopt the new business models to work with the digital technology. And that's where Swiggy, Zomato, or these kind of things come in. Earlier, the caterers or a food related companies used to deliver physically, and they didn't have any website and stuff like that. But now they can tie up with Swiggy and Zomato and at least allow the order and pickup kind of thing. So that's again additional improvement to the customer experience, right? Even today's world, in current scenario when lockdown is there, you can still now order from various stores around you using lot of these Dunjo and other related apps which are available, and they can deliver you at your doorstep. So that's again impact of delivery. So that is the adoption of new business model, whom you can tie up with, what you can do, and create new revenue generation related things. So that's what corporates are focusing on more. What new business model I can adopt to survive and thrive in this competitive world. The third business area is obviously operational processes, where what is happening internally in your operations till you deliver service or product to customer, how you can automate some of those things so that your customer experience is very smoother. So these are the three areas typically are impacted by digital. Customers, as I said, always have an experience, either it is good, bad, or indifferent. We know what happens, right? And today the experience is the brand. I mean, you will come to know how these things deliver to you, and only then you think that brand is great, right? Domino's, if you think about it, they will deliver the pizza in 30 minutes, otherwise it is free, and they live to that slogan. Otherwise Amazon and these kind of things, they have become so much famous and visible because of their experience they give to the customers. So that's what our Indian companies have to also learn from them. Now, with this tsunami of information, all of us have become Superman because we have these smartphones at our fingertips. We know what we need to buy. So if you want to buy a smartphone or you want to buy a laptop, you know more than whatever the store manager or the sales associate will know there. So you can directly go and ask them, "Ha, mujhe Lenovo ka this model I'm looking at, where it is 16 GB RAM and 1 TB this and that," right? You know more than the person who is selling there. And that's why adopting digital for those people also is extremely important. For any business is extremely important. This is another way you must be encountering this when you call Jio or Airtel or mobile Vodafone, right? They give this message: your call is important to us. But the experience they give, that's what makes your impression, good or bad. If you have to wait in line for 20 minutes, obviously you will get frustrated, you will try to switch over and things like that. So again, coming back to the customer experience part of it, as we say, the second area is business model. And what is it, the business model? I have one example here: Uber. I just mentioned about it. So typically it is a 9-block diagram where you start with what is that you are giving as a value to your customers. So here in the center block, you can see the customer's value proposition is minimum waiting time, precise time when the car is coming to our place. Right now we know where the driver is, where the car is, we can see it on the map. Even for drivers, it's an additional source of income because they are doing something, but with Uber now they can earn more. So that's the value proposition. Second one is customer segment, whom you are giving that service. So Uber started with those who do not own a car, or who want to go to party and then don't want to drive after drinking, or those who want to just have a chauffeur driven car feeling. That's the kind of thing they actually started. So you have to fill up this as a business model canvas. And typically earlier corporates or business entrepreneurs used to fill up an entire business plan. Instead, now you have to fill up this and you will come to know what are the threats and opportunities in your business. So very simple thing, and it helps you understand what you can do in your business. Again, coming back to the Tesla, these are all the electric cars which have been very famous, and people are now buying it in US more than $50,000. It's a very costly car, but it's really useful, no pollution, completely electric, and you can upgrade on the go on while we are at home or while you are driving. So this is another example of business model canvas from Tesla. So their value proposition, obviously best in class, fully electric vehicle, and customer segments are high-end luxury or SUV people, mid-price range commercial vehicles, fast sports cars, and multiple other things they brought in. So that's how they become the number one now in electric cars. So that's how our companies also should learn, who are doing these kind of things. Let's see some of the examples. I showed you already disruption one, but some of the things here now, as a technology, chatbots are becoming more and more popular today. So HDFC, if you open the website and log in, or even before you log in, you will see this AI based chatbot, artificial intelligence based chatbot, EVA, which is available there to tell you, right, what is that you want to ask. So you can ask those IFSC codes or address, or all other things, interest rate related things. Obviously she will not give you the bank balance unless you log in, but all other details are there available for you. So this actually has reduced a lot of call center population, and those people can be reused for some strategic or different kind of work. So this is what one of the technology many companies are now using. ICICI, HDFC, insurance companies, everywhere you will find the chatbot is available, which will give you answers which are basic answers. For that, you don't have to call the call center and ask for these things. So extremely useful technology for the current time. Artificial intelligence applications, obviously Tesla started with driverless cars, but now more companies are trying it out. At Audi, Cadillac, Volvo, and other companies have also their own cars. This may take some time in India because our roads are not so equipped to have a driverless cars. Kahin bhi, koi bhi, you will see a lot of people just walking across the road, or animals, dogs, cats, multiple destructions, obstructions are there. So it's a bit difficult in India, but yes, in US people are started using the driverless car. So this is all artificial intelligence which is applied on top of those cameras. So imagine if you are driving, how much your brain is working. You are looking at the signals, you are looking at the left side, right side, front, back, in the mirror, and you are taking those actions of accelerator, clutch, and brake, and speeding the car or slowing it down. Now that is done by the computer. Another impact of digital. Tesco, which is one of the supermarket, they have started this digital store in the subway. So you just take a photo of whatever you want and order quickly. So you don't have to select the product, type the product, see the improvement in the experience. When you are in the Zomato, you have to select the food, right? Which one you buy, what you want, and this and that. Here in the superstore, all those things are there in the code. You just pick up whatever you want in the photo and order, and it is delivered at your doorstep. That's the customer experience all our Indian companies have to learn. Another great example, Disney. So they start their omni-channel engagement, and omni-channel is you are interacting with all the possible channels with the customer. So omni-channel first start their experience with their mobile responsive website. So you look at where their park is, start booking their rides and stuff like that. From there you get onto a mobile app. Channel is changed from website, you are now on the mobile app. So on the mobile app now you get a fast pass and see the attractions and the wait times and everything which is required to go to the Disney park and enjoy your day. So that's another channel. When you actually go to the Disney park, you will be given this kind of IoT enabled band, which is to be wore on your hand. And now this allows you even to open your hotel room, pay for your bills at the food, get priority in your lines when you are on the rides. So this will allow Disney to help customers do things easily. They don't have to take their wallets or credit cards. You just pay by your band. That's it. It is IoT enabled, Internet of Things enabled. Now, another thing is Disney is collecting all the customers' data, and they are analyzing it, putting analytics on top of it to understand where customers are going more, what rides they enjoy more, which times they eat, what restaurants they go. So everything is collected. All the behavior analysis is done by Disney, and they use it for further improvement of customers. So that's where the priority is. Digital is all about customer experience. Remember that. Nike, you all know, shoes company. Now they no more do any advertising because everybody knows Nike, and now they boast themselves as your healthcare companion. So they will have all these apps available. They connect to the iPhone app, health app, or whatever, and will give you all the details about your, walks or runs and jogging and other related things, your heartbeats and everything is counted. So it's like a health companion app on your mobile. Domino's, I already mentioned about him, right? Whenever you order pizza, you will get this kind of dashboard on your website or wherever you're booked online, right? Where it is, whether it is order place, it is getting prepared, baking, quality check, out for delivery. So all these things are giving you the transparency as a consumer, and you will also feel that yes, my food is on time and coming where you will also able to track it out. That's the idea of digital. Now the last aspect or of around 20-30% of digital is all about digital marketing, and this is where many of the students can make their careers. And that's why I thought bring this point as well, that digital marketing is all about communicating the right message to the right audience via a right channel. Remember these three R's: right message, right audience, and right channel. And I do conduct a lot of workshops and webinars on digital marketing. So wherever required, I'll be able to help you out. I mean, ma'am, if required, we can conduct a course on this as well. I do conduct this at Wellinger and Chetna as well as an advisory board member. But just to say that this is one of the hot field now, because of social distancing in the physical world, reaching out to customer via digital marketing is extremely important, and whereby it is very easy. Now let's understand quickly what are the objectives of this digital marketing. So whenever a new company started, people don't know about their brand. So we start with unawareness of the brand. Then you move up the value chain by using digital marketing. You arrive at a brand recognition phase, which is where we know Himalaya shampoo or Tresemme or something like that. When you actually look at that, you will recognize, yes, this is the product I have seen either digitally or TV, media, whatever. Then you move up and go to the brand recall phase, which is where you automatically think about it. So if I want to buy shoes, I'll remember Nike, right? Or if I want to eat a burger, first name comes to my mind is McDonald's. So that's the brand recall. Coca-Cola or Lux also there are there. But the nirvana of digital marketing is top of the mind awareness, which is where the function of the that particular thing becomes the synonym to your brand. So nowadays, as you can see, nobody says photocopy karke lao, right? Everybody says Xerox. That's a name. Google. Nobody says search the internet. We say Google it. Imagine the way it is happening. Cadbury. We don't say give me a milk chocolate, right? We say Cadbury there. So that's how these brands have become synonym to your function, and that's the top of the mind awareness. So that should be the objective of companies where they want to go. But your digital marketing has to be having some humor in it. Don't have boring messages to the people when they are actually looking at your ad. And I can talk about two brands in India whom I love, and you can also follow them. Fevicol, you must have seen a lot of funny ads they are making. And they actually came out with this hashtag campaign on Twitter, My Fevicol Ad Contest. So they ask people to send them a picture where Fevicol is there somewhere in the picture and something is happening. Now, what better a picture can be than this, where Fevicol, that poster is there and people are stuck to the train, crowded train. They are not falling down. So this picture actually won the contest. But this is how you become, visible and have a neuro-linguistic anchor in your mind. That's what these brands are doing. So I like Fevicol ads very much. The other one, obviously, all of you must be knowing Amul, which is another related brand, right? That you can actually find out the current situation, and they will do a whole lot of things. to make that situation funny, remembered, and their brand is actually remembered. They have their tagline also. When we say utterly butterly delicious, we remember Amul, right? So taglines are really important in these times. So that's what Amul is doing. So follow these two brands. I really like them when they actually use humor to make their brand visible. Now, coming to the digital marketing, there are so many components about digital marketing. People feel though Facebook पे post डालना है and though Instagram पे डालना है and we are done, which is not the case. You have to have a lot of these things enabled and embedded into your digital marketing. So it starts with branding. As I said, what is your logo? What is your message? What is your tagline? That's how it starts. Then you dry down to social media. Then you come down to content marketing, email marketing. Now, most of the time, I have seen that even the corporates or the small medium enterprises, they ignore email, saying that abhi to WhatsApp pe sab chalta hai. But WhatsApp is so interruptive, right? You also ignore so many messages when they are coming up. And that's where email marketing helps a lot. And obviously, it is a free medium. You don't have to pay anything. Like when you do a paid marketing, you'll have to pay to Google or Facebook. Whereas email, you can send anybody those emails across the globe on this planet at least, right? So email marketing is extremely important. Also, another aspect is if you are there for more than, let's say, 5 years, 10 years of your business, then how are you interacting with your first customer? That's extremely important because your customers will give you more business than you are finding out the new customers. So increasing that visibility is where email marketing helps. So you can send them monthly newsletter updates about what's new you are doing, what new product or services you have acquired. That's way I will, as a customer, will remember the company and even refer them to someone who is in the need of that product service. So that's how it happens. That's why email marketing is extremely important. The other aspects are technical: search engine optimization, search engine marketing, web designing, mobile app, video marketing. Many components are there, but these are basic things which you need to look at. Now, coming to branding, obviously, again, I like to put it in a humorous way. Logo is extremely important. As वो राजेश खन्ना का गाना आपने सुना रहेगा, लोगो का काम है कहना, right? So you jokes apart, but logo is what tells what you are up to, what are you selling, and that's why logo is extremely important. Customers will always want this kind of attitude, right? Logo bada kar do. It should be bigger and bigger. But as a digital marketer, then you have to tell them that logo should not be bigger. It should be conveying the message which is required to be delivered at that point of time. So that's why I have brought in or borrowed some of the slides from internet. Tom Fisherburn, you will know, a great cartoonist. So those kind of things are available. The other aspect is branding is about website. So website is your showroom. What you do or what you sell is all about available in that website. So typically you will have a whole lot of things on your website, and it's extremely important. Consider website as a cake, right? You have your content management system, your architectures, infrastructure, everything is a base, but your icing on the cake or candles and cherry on the cake is your search engine optimization, search engine marketing, your backlinks, your social media presence. All this is on the top of your cake. Which one do you like? Tell me. Left or right? Obviously most of you will like the right side of the cake because it is extremely decorative. Lot of good things have been done there. You have a emblem of L for love there, and so many things are available, right? So your website is should be like this. It should be highly attractive to the people who are actually reading it. The left cake is also good for taste, right? Nobody says that plum cakes are not good, but the way it is decorated, that's where it makes sense. एक हिंदी कहावत है, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, and that's where if you actually use these kind of decorations on your website, then obviously it is the real thing you can do and attract customers more and more on your website. If you don't have a website, obviously it's a loss of sale. More than 80% people start their online buying, or 54%. These are some of the numbers. I mean, those will go up and down. But many people have website, but many even don't have website. And if you don't have a website, obviously that's a loss of sale. What you need to have on website, and these are again bare minimum things you need to have, or you need to suggest to the people for whom you are doing corporate or business work. So homepage obviously is a great thing to have, first thing, where people will come on your page. So you need to have some testimonials, the customers testimonials. What is the good thing your customers have talked about? Then some newsletters, product highlights should be there, talking about events, anything you do, education marketing, educating the customers. So those are the blogs you should have. Your about page, what are you, when you started your business and things, and your contact details. These definitely have to be there. And then your social media handles should be there. People need to know your digital presence. Only then they will trust you. So those are the things should be there on the website. Obviously, some FAQs, keep it up to date, fresh, talking about forums and things. Some more things to improve on your website. Now come to the next aspect, which is search engine marketing. This is where you actually select the target audience and give them what they are looking for. So this is where you pay to Google or Yahoo or Bing search engines and actually start doing. Now, why it is important? Because more than half a planet people are online. 3 billion here, number is still old now. We are 7 billion people on the planet. More than 4 billion are online, and more than 90% people start with web search. So anytime you need anything, you will also search restaurants nearby, right? Or something which you want, you will search on Amazon or Google. That's the way we start. So that's why search engine marketing is important. And when you pay to Google, that's how you will come on the top of the page or the first page of the Google. So this will be the scenario when you see an ad or the square ad, right? Like here shown. That's the way companies or corporates are paying to Google and coming on the top of the page. And the way you search, that is called as the keyword. So here I am searching digital transformation consulting services in Mumbai, and this company IID.co, they have paid a lot to the Google, and that's why they are on the top first page of the Google. Now what happens is, if you don't pay to Google, there are multiple ways you can do this, and one of the thing is search engine optimization, which is where you can do lot of tweaking on your website to come on the first page of Google. Obviously this could be one other way to do this, and I thought could be a joke again. You can bow down to Google and do the SEO. But jokes apart, again, I have done this on my website, and that's why Going Digital is coming on the first page of Google. And these are some of the things we will see. But why everybody is struggling to come on the first page? Again, a humor here, that they say the best place to hide a dead body is second page of the Google. Because nobody goes on the second page of Google. People will feel that they will read the first page, they will look at 10, 15, whatever searches are there, and then move on to their business. So that's why first page of the Google is extremely important. People struggle or pay more and more based on the keywords to come on the first page of the Google. Now, how this search engine works? A simple, quick way. Whenever you create a website, Google will send a program, which is a spider, called a spider. So it will scroll to each and every page and menu of your website. So it will check out your home page, your about page, services, contacts, so on and so forth. How you have written, what is the content, your keywords, description tags, headings, images, multiple things, each and every aspect. The spider will collect that information and will send it to Google. Now Google will start ranking and indexing these pages, and that's how you come on either on the first page or fifth page or 10th page or 100th page, depending on all these aspects. So that's why you need to look at all these aspects when you talk about search engine optimization. Now there are two types of SEOs, white hat and black hat. White hat, obviously the ethical things we normally teach in the workshop, that you need to do multiple things to actually come on the first page. Black hat is all about duplication, adding content from other website, copy paste, cut paste from other website, and create your website. That is a black hat technique, because you don't think about what needs to go there, but you will just type in some things and it will start generating that kind of traffic. The other black hat technique is stuffing the keyword. Keyword is what I said: digital transformation consultancy in Mumbai, or interior designers in Mumbai, or restaurants nearby. That is a keyword. So if you start adding that keyword on each and every paragraph, that is called as stuffing the keyword. So Google and all these search engine will come to know about it in a short span, and they will start you know de-ranking your website. So that's why people don't like to use black hat technique. It may give you some way to come on top, but immediately Google will start blacklisting these things. So don't use black hat, only go for white hat technique. Now there are two types of search engine optimization: on page, which is all about what you can do on the page of your websites, all the pages, so you can check out all these things, whereas off page is behind the scenes, what you can do. So multiple things are there, and let's see quickly what happens where. So if you think about on page, there are these 8 parameters and plus more which will come along. So it starts with the keyword research. Keyword research is you need to identify all the search queries people are using to find your business, and ensure then you are using these keywords in your website, in your headings, in your images, in your title tags, things like that. The second is URL. URL is all about what comes after your domain name. So if I write a blog, I should not give the blog URL as 2020-07-13 as my date, right? Today I have written, let's. You need to write 4 ways of reaching out to your customer in digital marketing. That's the great URL. Google will also understand, customers will also understand, and they will rank you higher and higher. Similar, these other things are there. Page titles, they should be self-explanatory. You need to have a good keyword embedded there. H1 headings are the top headings which come on your page. Whenever people come on your website, what is the first heading they look at? That's what Google will also look at, and you need to have a keyword there. What is your business is all about? That should be your keyword in the H1 heading. Meta descriptions are the things which are there at the bottom when you actually search the Google. So if you search restaurants nearby, you will see multiple restaurants near your location, but each restaurant will have a different meta description. Our restaurant is only veg, our restaurant is a fast food, you will see this, you will get this, and whatnot. Whatever you want to explain should be there in the meta description. Similarly, content, they say content is king, right? You need to have a great content, unique content, not copy pasted thing. That's how having a good content on your website will definitely help. Then don't just have the text and boring things on your website. You should have some images, some YouTube links or videos and stuff like that. Again, when you add an image, you need to have an alternate attribute, what it is called as, where Google will understand what that image is all about. You and me will understand by looking at the image, because we have been trained from childhood to understand. That is called as human intelligence. When AI, you have to train computer to understand whether it is a cat or a dog, right? Or whether it is an apple or orange. We know by just looking at that fruit what it is. So similarly, images need to have an alternate attribute, and that's again developers and other people need to know that. Links, these are internal links which are should be possible or should be applied on your content. So if you are on home page, just add a couple of links there to your blog, to your services, to your testimonials, so that people will stay on your website. And the more they stay on your website, the bounce rate will decrease. Bounce rate is all about, if I come on the website and immediately close the browser, the bounce rate is calculated as 100%, because I just bounced from your website. The more the bounce rate, Google will de-rank you, or put you down the search pages. So you will be at the 100 page, people will not even go to your website. So that's why having those internal links are extremely important. The last parameter obviously is the speed, the way it will load. So you don't need to have that Abhishek Bachchan ka ad loading loading, if you remember, right? So your speed website should be loaded in a fast manner, even on the 3G. Still, many people don't have 4G on their phones, and at that time, Google will look at the 3G speed and try to see what you're looking at. This is an example of alternate attribute. Now see the two images there. One is saying just picture of student. The other one is saying postgraduate engineering student and blah, 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 so on, right? So the second image, Google will understand better. And whenever people are searching engineering student, this image will be picked up by Google. So that's the importance of having those keywords and alternate attributes for your, images. Now coming to the behind the scenes, off page optimization, these are some of the parameters you need to look at. And again, there are 8 or 10. So it starts from the blogs. You need to write some educational material for the customers. Now, if you just keep talking about your product or services, people will get put off. They will not like it more and more. And that's why educating how our product or services will benefit you, that's where the blogs will help. You can ask questions, forums, articles, you can publish into social media directories, content sharing, photo sharing, video sharing, all these will create some backlinks for you. Again, we will look at what backlinks are. But content, when you come, again, there is a cartoon I thought will be useful. Everybody wants to be digital marketer. And this challenge I see still with the companies, okay? When I tell them and coach and guide them that every month you should have 4 blogs, that is 1 blog in a week. Now companies start in a big bang. Yes, Sandeep sir, we will start doing this. We have so many employees and it's very easy to get 1 blog for each employee every week, right? Or anybody at least writes. So it starts with a bang. But as you move forward, excuse me, as you move forward, the enthusiasm is fizzled out and they don't have the content. So it's extreme important to have a consistency in your content creating. And that's why digital marketing content is the king. If you don't have the great content on your campaign, on your website, on your YouTube video, people will forget you. People will not look at you. Now, next aspect, as I said, is the backlink. So backlink is all about getting a link from a third party website to your website. So if I give a link to Aditya Institute from Going Digital, that's a backlink for your college. And I can say that I had done one session and it was a great experience and whatnot. I want to mention. So that will create also a trust factor for Aditya Institute because there are so many followers on my Twitter. Let's say 15,000 followers I have on Twitter. So if I write something, obviously that's an advertisement for whomever I am writing about, and that's a backlink. So your trust factor will also increase when you get a backlink from a trusted website. So if you get something from Huffington Post or Economic Times, or you write a guest blog to some other things, they will obviously, your ranking will go higher and higher. So this is a simple formula. On your website, if you have multiple backlinks, then you have a high ranking and more traffic on your website. Now let's come to the next aspect of digital marketing. I hope I am making sense and it is helping you understand what digital is all about, right? So, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, great. So next aspect is social media marketing. Now this is where you actually start engaging with the people. On the on the search engine marketing, you actually targeted people whom I want to send this campaign to. So if I want to create an interior designer campaign, then I'll only select the architects or interior designers. So similarly, you start now engaging with the people. So this is another humor. This is what digital agencies do with the companies, okay, businesses. That business doesn't know what needs to be done. The digital marketer need to tell them कि कहाँ पे काम करना है, where do you want to create the campaigns. So this is one of the reality where people will say, we will be present on each and every platform, Google, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest. So what are we going to do? Don't know. We'll figure out later. That's a real answer you get sometimes. So I thought I'll make a point about it. Now, this is how I thought making social media an easy way to understand. So Facebook, we always say we like something, right? So I thought beer will be a great example. I don't know, but I like beer. If I say that, that's a Facebook, material. If I say I am having hashtag beer, because in Twitter you more use hashtags. So that is called as Twitter, where you use hashtag. On YouTube you will show that what is happening. So here I am having the beer, whereas on LinkedIn we'll talk about the professional skills. Then on the Instagram you will have more of the photographs. Pinterest, again, the boards are there. So, and other things are more US based, Yelp and Foursquare and Groupon. But this is how a social media is typically explained to people, and that helps understand which one is the better platform for. So accordingly you need to choose a platform. Now let's see quickly what are these platforms. YouTube, all of you know, it's the second largest search engine now. Many a time people, instead of going to Google, they go to YouTube and search, how do I fix iPhone? How do I fix this? Or how do I, try to get another language? Whatever your search query is, and there is a video for it. So you need to have your how-to videos, do-it-yourself videos, customer testimonials, webinars, unboxing, any kind of videos which will help market your business on YouTube. The second platform, obviously LinkedIn, more professional. You can connect to various different people, groups, networking, and market your business. Facebook, again, excellent media for digital marketing, because you get tons of people there. Billions of people are there on Facebook. Very easy to manage and best targeting. Even on Facebook, you can market or target the Borivali area. You can market the Villaparle area, market the Malabar Hill area. So depending on your target audience, you can choose the locality and market. Twitter obviously has a viral capabilities. You have seen so many, current incidences, right from Sushant's, Rajput's death to all other different areas where people tweets are becoming viral. So it is a great way to market your business, and you can use it for customer service. Kotak Mahindra has done that, started, their customer service on Twitter. So you can hashtag my balance and you will get your balance on Twitter. Personal message, obviously, those are not public messages on the timeline. Instagram, it is great for the food industry, travel industry, art and fashion industry, where there is a photo of your product or service and you want to show it to the view. So Instagram, again, great medium for that. Snapchat, obviously, it's for younger generation, where millennials or less than Generation Z, they are really keen on using Snapchat. So those are some of the mediums you can use. Now, this is one of the question I get asked: how many times we should post it? So these are some of the research numbers. Facebook, typically 1 to 3 times day is more than enough. But as you go down, the Twitter is like 10 to 20 times. Only then people will get your tweet. So if you are on Twitter timeline and if you tweet something right now, then you can see how and your timeline goes down quickly. In a minute, there will be hundreds of tweets on your timeline. And that's why tweeting more on your tweet channel is really advisable. Whereas LinkedIn is a professional medium, you don't bother people much there, just give one per day and that's more than enough. Google Plus is now closed, slide is old, sorry about that, but these are the typical ways you can use, how many times you can post there. Another question, again, how long does it last? So as you can see, the blogs and articles can be valid for 2 years, but as you move to the right side, again, LinkedIn is just 1 day, whereas Twitter is just 18 minutes. I would say that is also a large number now. In just 1 minute, as I said, more than 10, 20, 100 tweets will be there on your timeline. So you have to do your marketing more and more. Finally, don't overdo it. आपको ये दीवार का डायलॉग तो याद ही रहेगा, गाड़ी बंगला बैंक बैलेंस एंड ऑल दैट, but don't do an interruption marketing. You are getting lots of calls from financial institution कि सर आपको लोन चाहिए, बैंक से कॉल आते रहते हैं लोन चाहिए, और you will see lot of such messages. But doing it properly and having a peace of mind, that's also important. So I thought that will make sense. Now moving on, content marketing, this is where the providing educational and relevant, interesting material to the customer is extremely important. आजकल menu card चलता नहीं है, right? You can not say that मेरे पास इडली वड़ा है, मे मसाला डोसा है, मेदू वड़ा है. If people or customer want to eat vada pav, they will want vada pav. So you have to give the interesting content to the customers. It's all about storytelling. Content marketing is all about storytelling, and we have heard or read a lot of stories since childhood, right? Some of the examples, you must have seen these kind of magazines, right? Or Marvel comics, or you will know Archie, Mahabharata, many other forms were there whereby you have read those things. So this is all about content marketing. How easy to understand and interesting to read is where the customer will be glued up to your website or your campaign. So that's why it is extremely important. We have seen this slide, don't want to spend again here, but it's all about education. Don't sell your product or company more than once. You can sell that this is our product, this is our service, and what it helps. Don't talk about the features of your product, but talk about the benefit it will give to the students. That's what it's extremely important, right? That's what it is extremely important. I normally talk about these 30 ways of content marketing, and typically customers have these 4 life cycle phases. That first, they want to be aware that this brand exists. So what you can do, and that's where those 7 contents are there. You can write articles, you can write blogs, you can give ebooks free, there are videos, thought leadership, and all kind of content. When they are interested, then you can give them training videos, presentations, solution pages, so on and so forth. When they are comparing, that is where data sheets and buying guides will help, right? If I want to buy a laptop, I know there is Dell, there is Lenovo, there is Apple Mac. Now I need to know the data sheets. Lenovo Yoga 520 will have 16 GB RAM and 1 terabyte hard disk, whereas Apple Mac will have this and that. That is called as data sheet. Frequently asked questions, because I am comparing 2 products and which one to buy. That's how you should actually have these contents available on your website, on your YouTube videos, or wherever medium you are using. When you come to the purchase phase, then you give them the live demos. So you go to the shop or directly look at the laptop, you go to Chroma or Reliance Digital or wherever. So you get coupons, you get some tailored workshop, create some kind of content where people are actually purchasing. So these are the simple 30 ways. I actually go into each one of these in detail when we conduct that webinar or a workshop, but it will give you an idea that what needs to be done to bring the user from awareness to your purchase or customer. That's the business purpose, right? The purpose of any business is get the new customer and retain that customer. So that's how you move from awareness to purchase, awareness to customer, right? So that's the real typical way of converting people from visitors to customers. Now email marketing, as I said, is again very ignored medium nowadays, because people feel WhatsApp is there and other aspects are there, but email is extremely important. The only way to make people use your or open your emails, there are multiple ways, and I'll just talk about 7 ways how you can ensure that people will open your emails. Now one of the 7 parameters mentioned here, create curiosity. So if you write don't open this email in the subject line, as a human, obviously, apart from the viruses and other things, but people will be curious kya likha hoga andar, or create a fear of missing out. You have seen those big bazaar sale, right? Only for 15th August, only for 26th January, so on and so forth. So you can write some catchy headlines or subject lines. Weekend only. You will get this only for today, 8,000 rupees. Otherwise, the price will go up to 15,000, so on and so forth. Now talk pain points and solution. This is where the beauty company like Sephora are using. Your beauty issues solved, period. No other questions asked. So that's how, if you write something, the people, the customer, target customer, obviously women here in this case, will definitely open that email and see what is mentioned there. Or you use funny subject lines. Kya karna chahiye? Travelocity, just scratch and sniff your way to paradise. Some funny headline in the subject line. In a digital marketing way, you can use numbers. So 212 blog post ideas. Now, if you want to write blogs every week, then this is very catchy subject line, 212 blog post ideas. So I'll definitely go in and read. Some borrow credibility or sales speed. Obviously, sales speed is grow your social media following. Now, here is a catch. Some people have that black hat technique. You pay us 5,000 and get 5,000 followers on your Instagram. Now, this is also very catchy and grabbing attention, but this is a black hat technique. The Google, Twitter, Instagram, they will come to know that these accounts are fake, or they will ask their employees and all other people who know them to like your account. So some unethical ways are there, but don't use them. You can use the sales speed in a right manner and ensure that people are reading your emails and reading all the related aspects what you want to convey them. Local directions or local directories, Google My Business. This is extremely important for your business. So when you use the restaurants nearby, this is what Google will tell via reading your Google My Business profile. So it's a free service. Google obviously keeps us as consumers everything free, and 100% of their revenue is coming from the advertisements. So they charge to the companies and businesses who pay them. So Google My Business is also free for the businesses like me or an SME or any corporates. They can create a great looking page there. And when you search in the Google Maps, going digital, you will find my company and lot of updates there. Similarly, if you are searching something on the Google Maps, you will come up to know about that company. Awareness increases. And this is a double whammy because now Google is collecting all the data. They will also help you in ranking. The more people are searching for you, the more they are looking at the direction to come to your office or college or things like that, the more ranking will happen on your website. So that's why it is again extremely important to look at that. Now let's see some examples, social media and complete other things. Now KFC, one of the great food chain, they did three types of campaigns. One was having a radio jockey hunt. So that was the ad. They actually created social media ad campaign. The second was creating your own bucket, whatever you want, customize it, and they gave prices to the people. The third one was creating caricatures, and this is what has picked up. More than 17,000 people actually created their avatars, and that's the way KFC got the publicity, and they actually got shoot up in their segment of Domino's and Pizza Huts and McDonald's and Burger Kings of the world. They become the top in that segment, that KFC, using social media and digital marketing. The other one you all know, Shah Rukh Khan's Kolkata Knight Riders. That is the IPL team he owns. So they created a blog dedicated to KKR fans. They created a website. They created mobile app, and that has generated a lot of tremendous way of attracting fans to their company, to their team. More than 15 million likes are there. Then similarly, now all other teams are doing it. Mumbai Indians is also doing the same thing, but KKR was the pioneer in doing and using digital marketing to market their presence across India and abroad. These two brands we talked about, Fevicol. How you are using the current situation. कल के मजबूत जोड़ के लिए आज थोड़ी दूरी maintain करो ना, right? See the words and the message, how they are using the current situation to highlight their brand. Similarly, Amul playing Hututu. So Trump had some arguments with the WHO, World Health Organization, and they use that situation to market Amul. See the way people are using the message, the humor in their digital marketing, and that's the way you keep them in your mind, because it's like an NLP anchor in your mind. Kotak Mahindra, they also did this ad, video YouTube ad, where Ranveer Singh talked about, India invited. Anybody who is Indian citizen can get an account in Kotak Mahindra Bank without questions asked, and zero balance and whatnot. So more than 10 million again impressions. 700 millions and 873 engagement. I mean, multiple ways of engaging with the customer using social media marketing. So that's extremely important. Now, how I will show you quickly how you can use digital marketing and consider during this COVID-19 things, why people are really required to reach out to customer. So connect with your customers. That's extremely important. If you are working for any company, or if you are a digital marketing, show empathy to the people. Your brand should talk about hope everybody is okay. We salute to the doctors and cleaners and stuff like that. But don't sell your product and services. So talk about, the empathy, the situation, and connect with your customers. Make sure your business is online at this time of moment, so they don't have to only call you and then find out, okay, ye product hai nahi hai. So you have to have a website, you have to have a Google My Business page, you have to have Facebook page, you have to have LinkedIn page, Instagram page. You should be present everywhere where people are searching for your product and services. Obviously stay ahead or jump in front of competition. So that is where you do some competition analysis, understand what your competition is doing, and actually learn that technique to strengthen your campaigns, which will actually attract more customers and visitors on your website. Pay per click, this is where the paid advertisement comes into picture, and that's why it is called pay per click, PPC, which is where if I click on your ad, only then the business has to pay to the Google. And then Google also takes a lot of effort to show that ad to the people who are really keen to buy those products and services. It's a two-way. That's why Google ads make more sense in today's date, because everybody starts with Google, then Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. People search more on Google. That's why I use paid marketing if you quickly want to get onto the people's mind. If you are into product launch, or if you are into launching some new services, you have acquired new office address, branches, whatnot, then paid marketing is a great way to go there. Local SEO we talked about, which is where adding your company to justdial.com, sulekha.com, and whatnot. Such local directories will help. India Trade India, or something like that. Multiple ways are there, or even having this Google My Business page is extremely required. Near me searches. Prepare your business for bounce back, obviously, because maybe lockdown will open a couple of months from now, but some people have stopped their digital marketing, saying that abhi to koi padega nahi. But this is the time when all of us are at home. We are on the mobile most of the time, or looking, reading, viewing videos and stuff like that. So you need to have your digital marketing up and running at this time of moment. That will help you bounce back after the lockdown is open. So that's why it is extremely important. Provide opportunities or special offers. This is where now people are saying that, okay, our normal price is 10,000, but for lockdown it is 5,000, or it is free. So that kind of special offer you should bring in this lockdown period, so people are keen to buy your product or services. So this is what I said, that really this is the time you can build your brand. You have the time and effort available right now, because you are not spending whole hours in the office. Though you are working from home, obviously people are spending a lot of time, but this is the time where you can actually build your brand, because people are reading it, knowing it, viewing it. So that's why it's extremely important. This is one of the research, that now is the time when you can build the brand equity. So I hope that is what I wanted to tell today. That's all, folks. How was that?
Sandeep sir,
Yes.
I think it was just fantastic. I think the 100 plus slides have taken us, transported us to a digital world and an
Thank you.
experience above all.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
So
And
I
I
think,
hope people have liked it, or students have liked it, because that's where, knowing what digital is all about and then taking it to the next level is where it's really important.
absolutely. So I think we can open to questions now. So
Sure.
please go ahead with your questions.
Yes.
We can possibly see you on screen now.
Yeah, I can also switch on my camera. Yes. So I can see people. Anybody has any question? Any question is not stupid. So please ask questions. That will help me also, update my knowledge.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Nehal Panchal and I'm from
Hi.
PGDM batch.
Yes.
So, first of all, sir, thank you very much for sharing us this beautiful knowledge this morning with a creative presentation.
Sure.
And yeah, I wanted to ask that, yeah, digital marketing is really today on the topmost in the list for, taking the business over the boundaries and across the boundaries.
Right.
So, do you think there can be any drawbacks for the business like digital marketing? Can there be some of the drawbacks?
Drawbacks in the sense, if you overdo it, then it's kind of, not really making any sense to your business. So unless and until you do it properly, or don't overdo it, जैसा वो दीवार का dialogue था. So make it proper. You reach out to only your target audience. Don't do a bombarding to all across India. Select your target audience and then do your digital marketing. Then there are no drawbacks. It's actually increasing your visibility and making a lot of typical things available to you.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Yes, any other questions? Guys, please ask questions.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
My name is Jyoti Thanvi, and I'm
Hi.
from PGDM batch.
Yeah.
Sir, the session was very fruitful and very informative.
Right.
So, I wanted to ask you about how content marketing plays an important role in digital marketing.
Absolutely. Great question. And as I said, you can be present in each and every medium like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. But unless and until you have the right content there, people will not be really keen to look at this. And that's where content marketing plays an extremely important role. What is that you are giving to your customers? That's really important. If you don't give what they want, like I said about that menu card, right? I have a medu vada, idli, dosa, and this and that. If I have that menu card and go to customer, this is only I have. इसमें से ही आप कुछ select करो. So obviously people will get kind of frustrated. I want to eat something different. आप अगर उसको बना सकते हो तो well and good. That's where your content has to be educational. Don't sell your product and services, but talk about what problem they are solving, how they are helping you make your life easy. That's why I think about iPhone. It came in 2007. But before that, we used to have that Nokia and Samsung wale phone, and that used to have 40 pages का menu guide. पेपर वाला एक गाइड आता था उसके साथ कि टू डू दिस गो टू मेनू सिलेक्ट दिस ऑप्शन देन गो दिस देन डू दैट राइट all
Yes.
those we used to have before iPhone. But when 2007 iPhone came, it came without any guide, without any printed help material. It was self explanatory. People found it so easy that iPhone became the disruptor for smartphones. Then everybody started copying Samsung, and everyone came out and they also started doing this. But that's how you need to actually use the digital marketing and ensure that your customers are following you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Good morning, sir. The presentation was fantastic and it was very informative.
Thank you.
My question is that you are observing the market since 20 years. So what do you think that the which sector is lacking in the digital transformation, and what do you see that which sector should use the digital platform to increase their market share and increase their market and
Sure,
businesses?
sure. Again, a good question. Any consumer facing business, right? FMCG, fast moving consumer items like our Godrej is there, Unilever is there, Procter and Gamble, these kind of companies, any consumer facing business or retail business, they were using lot of, or they are using lot of digital to reach out to their customers, because that is required. They need to reach out to you and me to say that, okay, this is the great product for you and start using it, right? So retail business sector was the topmost runner for using digital technologies. Then came in banking and insurance sectors, because they are also interacting with the consumers like us. You saving card ले लो, credit card ले लो, ये insurance ले लो, health insurance ले लो, retirement plan करो, ये करो, वो करो, all that stuff, because they had to connect with the customers. So banking insurance came later. Then healthcare started. Even in India today, healthcare is still not using the digital technologies. I mean, they may have all those machineries and everything, but it's not digital. So healthcare is now actually adopting. In US, obviously they are ahead. I mean, when I was working, we have created projects like telemedicine. So a doctor is talking to a patient like on the video call. They exchange their symptoms and things like that, and doctor prescribes. They also take their vitals, readings, and everything at home, and that happens only also for elderly people. At least in India, we are kind of connected family. We stay with our parents and stuff like that. But in US, the moment kids grow above 14, 16 years, they go out and start their own life, right? So elderly people are alone most of the time in US. And that's where we actually created a IoT based device which they will wear as a necklace in their neck, so that whenever they fall after 70 or 65, 70, there is a high possibility that person will fall, because that balancing thing is not working in the brain. And if they fall, then there is a lot of complications. कोई fracture हो सकता है, brain hemorrhage हो सकता है, multiple things. So we actually created that device which will immediately alert the family member and the doctor about the patient falling, though there is nobody at home immediately to pick up that person, but the help can arrive in a no time and that person can be saved. So these kind of things are possible in healthcare now. Manufacturing sector was the last one to adopt digital. Now they know and understand how important it is to actually use digital technologies. So they are using Internet of Things, sensors to identify and predict using analytics which machineries are likely to fail. So I actually delivered one project for a tile manufacturing company where they had 15 machines. So pehle machine mein it was all raw materials which goes in. Then second machine there was a temperature. Third machine there was a pressure. Fourth machine there was color and design and so on and so forth. But now on the each machine there is a sensor. So a plant in charge will come to know immediately if there is anything wrong or the machine is not producing as per the required throughput, or if the temperature is higher than 100 degrees, the color will change, the texture will change, the batch will go waste, because the thing has not done that job. So that's how manufacturing has now started adopting it. But the industries which I showed in one of the slide, everybody wants to get on digital bandwagon depending on how much they are connecting with the customers. B2B industries are also using it, but again, it is improving the customer experience that the top line people or businesses should remember. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for such a informative answer, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes. Go ahead.
Very good morning, sir. Very good morning. This is Devak Gandhi from
Hi.
HDM, sir. Sir, my question is regarding the search engine optimization. You
Okay.
might be knowing, sir, nowadays there are many of the domain sites, some as GoDaddy or something. They
Correct.
are providing the SEO connected with the WordPress.
Correct.
But we basically know the SEO means we get a good amount of the good amount of the clients, customers, and the basically the search results by doing the manually. So
Correct.
what do you personally recommend, the WordPress plus SEO or else the normal SEO?
See, hosting is your call. Where do you want to create that website? Whether it is WordPress, whether it is Wix, whether it is Shopify, and there are multiple other service providers who will host your website. So if that hosting also provides you SEO, it is good. But you need to know which one to apply, where to apply, and what to apply. When you do manually, you have complete control and you can take the things which you want to actually, exploit. So that's why WordPress with SEO is also good, because you are getting everything ready made. You don't have to bother कि image को मैं alternate attribute कहाँ डालना है. It will show that dialog box there. But if you are creating on your own, then obviously you have to remember, you have to have a checklist of doing these, things on your own. So having somebody providing these templates anyway is good, because you don't have to have that headache कि क्या करना है. But it is WordPress or Wix or Shopify, everybody gives that SEO embedded into their, development.
Yes, sir. But sir, which would be more convenient? Like if I do manually SEO, then I will get more customer and more results, which I can easily target the people. But
No,
if I
not
do with
necessary, not
not
necessary,
necessary.
because
Okay.
WordPress also will have all those aspects.
Okay, sir.
The 8 parameters which I shown you, right? कि आपको
Hmm.
कीवर्ड चाहिए, आपको
Hmm.
टैगलाइन चाहिए, आपको हेडिंग चाहिए, पेज टाइटल्स चाहिए, इमेज एट्रीब्यूट चाहिए. All those parameters are also embedded in WordPress. So they will ask you at that point of time while you are developing the website. So that's an advantage, because you don't have to now remember कि करना क्या है.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This
Yeah,
is Vishal from MMS.
sure.
Sir, my question is regarding the retail sector. Since everyone is
Mhm.
talking about post and during the situation, the retail sector is something that everyone will be targeting on, right?
Correct.
So,
Correct.
my question is to you: how you take the retail sector going forward? Because till now, it is not properly organized. Means we can see still the retail sector going with the traditional way. Either it's a retail out, so normal grocery store, or the SMME in India. So how you take it? It should be the government should take the step forward, or it's from the digital transformation that everyone should understand how we should take our business forward.
See, every time we cannot depend on government, boss. It's our business. If a retail store owner needs to go and reach out to customer, they have to take that initiative. And that's what, if you see retail businesses like all what you see the American companies, think about, Starbucks. करते क्या है, एक कॉफी देते हैं, right? They sell only coffee, but they do a whole lot of digital marketing. Even they go out of the way to think about customer experience. I mean, I remember when I was in US, they used to actually watch the people who are serving you coffee. So if I am having, kind of frowns on my face, I am not in good mood as a person delivering coffee to the customer, I am told to go home, period. For that day, just take off and go back home. Stay, get out of your mood, be happy while you are delivering coffee. That's the extraordinary way they take. So retail business obviously is, the first sector to take digital transformation. Now it is up to the owner, whether it is proprietor, whether it is private limited, whether it is corporate, they have to take that initiative. You don't have to depend on government to say something and then you do. It is your business. You have to, increase it and make it visible to the people. And that's why DMart and all other people, with this lockdown, they have started this pickup and delivery. Now they are delivering also
Yes,
at home, which that capability has been added after the lockdown. Earlier they don't used to deliver, right? You have to go to the DMart, stay in the queue. Itne sare queues hai. Now in Walmart, if you go, which is biggest store in US, you have a self checkout. You just swipe your items and you pay by your credit card, debit card, wallet, whatever way, and you check out. You don't have to stay in the line behind so many people, and then the store operator will check out your items and things like that. So that is how retail sector is adopting, and they are the pioneers. I mean, the retail is the pioneer because they are facing the consumer all the time.
yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks.
I think with this question, we have come to the actual end of the session.
Okay.
So, Mr. Sandeep Raut, I'm extremely grateful to you because what you have actually brought to light is the significant role that today's professionals need to assume in
Right.
totality.
Right.
And this comprehensive role comes about only if they need, if they have digital knowledge,
Correct.
because that is going to be a part and parcel of the strategy of every company.
Absolutely.
So the minute they step into the corporates, hopefully in the next 5 to 6 months, they will be requiring this kind of skill. And
Correct.
obviously, this is like an eye opener, a revision for many of them, because they've
Yeah.
also done subject known as digital marketing, some of them,
Absolutely.
and for the
Yeah.
others, maybe yes, they are practicing it during their summer internship also. They have used it to a small extent, but I'm sure that this insight that you have given is far more valuable because we have opened their minds to possibly the most important skill that they need to now sharpen.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
And before we wind up this session, for the purpose of all the attendees, there's one announcement. You are going to have one additional session today from 2 to 3. So please come back for that session because that invitation would have already reached you, but I'm just reminding everybody. So there is a session from 2 to 3 as well. So now the next session starts at 11:30. And my request to all the attendees, all the CRs in specific, please ask people to join in punctually. Let people log in 5 minutes before we start the session so that we can start on time. And I think, Mr. Sandeep Raut, one more thing which I really appreciated about you is punctuality and having this, appreciation for discipline of time, which I think is the most precious resources of all the
Absolutely.
resources available to us. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for everything. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much. I would just request students to give me feedback, whatever they liked about session or one or two things they learned. I mean, you can just go to Google Maps on your mobile phones, search Going Digital, and if you find it, obviously you can give me feedback. So anything I can learn from you, I will be happy to take it forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And
Thanks.
officially also, we'll share the feedback.
Oh yes, that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Take care, all of you. Stay safe. Thanks a lot for